Welcome to Fontana. Tonight we have the NAOR Cup Series Season 6, race number 17 of the season. Tonight is the regular season finale, and we're going to see who will be fighting for the championship over the next 9 weeks in the playoffs. But first, we have the crowd, see who makes the playoffs tonight. 92 laps here tonight. But first up, before we start the race tonight, we have the D9 Designs pole qualifying. Here, as last week, Gabriel Hart was able to take that pole and wasn't able to get the win on that last week. It was a exciting finish last week at Homestead, and Jonathan Jurgensen was able to take the win. So we'll see how those drivers can do. They back up their win and back up their qualifying result from last week. But currently, some drivers getting on the racetrack. Now, these drivers only have 1 lap of qualifying, which typically is the faster lap here at Auto Club in these extra cars. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see these drivers set up high up in turn 3 and 4, get a good run. We'll see if the bottom works in 1 and 2 compared to 3 and 4. You know, it's going to be the bottom in 3 and 4, but we'll see if that bottom works in 1 and 2. We can see a different, kind of different lines coming up here.
Yeah, we'll see how important track position is here. Definitely probably Auto Club, not really known for track position too much, but how multi-group it is, but still with the newer, I guess, 38 with the next-gen cars. Still gonna be pretty important here tonight. Get the 2-mile racetrack in Fontana, California.
And down the back straightaway here is Gabriel Hart looking to back up his pole. He was in 3 wide move off of turn number 2 last week at Homestead to try and take the win away. Unfortunately, all 3 of them got together with Jonathan Parker and Ethan Moreno, and they all got together. And they all went spinning down the back straightaway. We'll see if he can back it up and get a win tonight. But off across the line, Gabriel Hart in qualifying, he'll go 39.755. Goes P2 currently. Zach Barrett on the top of the board there. They 39.729.
There's Javon Klein coming off of turn number 4 for him in that 5 machine.
Javon Klein going to come off turn number 4 down the front straightaway here, coming to complete his lap. It looks like it's going to be a 40.142. He'll jump to P5 for now, but a little bit off the pace, and he'll instantly fall back. Ethan Moreno to the top of the board. Qualifying there with a 39.635. Usually we don't see the past few weeks, you haven't seen Moreno qualify. He just starts with the back and tries to work his way up. But Moreno qualifies tonight. He puts it on the pole. Jonathan Parker just behind him, only 3,000 slower. Jonathan Parker.
Very close between those 2 teammates there.
Hunter Beach, another strong driver here at Auto Club. We'll see Hunter Beach down to the bottom. Use the bottom there in 1 and 2. Looks pretty strong. Slides up the racetrack up to the outside wall. Going to try and rock it down the back straightaway here. Down into turn number 3. Going to try and drive it as deep as he can. Get a little wide entry. Want to maximize your corner exit here through 3 and 4. Try and get as close as he can to that white line. You know what? We'll see how much he comes off of turn number 4. He'll go up to the wall, and he's going to angle it right back down, drive it straight to the apron. Hunter Beach to the line. It will be a 40.074. It'll jump him to P11 on the board there. So not a strong lap from Hunter Beach. Sam Wade on his lap, Steven Maggio. Sam Wade coming off turn 4 now. Steven Maggio is currently in 1 and 2. So keep an eye on both these drivers. So Sam Wade coming to the line, coming to complete his lap. Will be a 41.039. I'll go to the bottom on the board. Steven Maggio down into turn number 3.
He's usually pretty quick.
Not too far behind him on his lap as well, but we'll see where Maggio will line up first. Off of turn number 4. Oh, it looks like he got the wall. That may be a contact. Might end his lap here. We'll see if that goes on the board at the line. It is a 40.008. And that does not go on the lap, but Jurgensen goes across the line as well. He runs a 39.921. He'll jump to P number 10. Jurgensen was one of those drivers, last week's winner, right behind that 3 wide move he saw up in front of him. He was able to take advantage and won at Homestead last week. See any other drivers out on the racetrack?
Doesn't look like
other drivers out on the racetrack. So 20 seconds left in qualifying. That means Ethan Fonseca Moreno will be your D9 Designs Pole Award winner here tonight from Fontana, the Auto Club Speedway. Not the only Auto Club Speedway we have seen. But this also can be a little different. We've also one of the just like Vegas a few weeks ago. It's one of our racetracks that we have gone to the second time this season. Now, back last time we went here, it was back to the season opener back in May.
Welcome,
we were a little bit
everyone,
shorter
to
race
practice.
at that point as well. So, but also the a lot of different changes came to this next gen car. So we're gonna see how this handles differently. Will the draft be a little bit more? Will it be a little bit less competitive? Will the draft mean a little bit less? Will the dirty air mean more? So we'll see how that plays out. Will that also, with the amount of dirty air, will the other lines, start to play out a little bit? Will the outside start to work a lot better compared to what we've seen before? So we'll see how these drivers, how they can play it out, and how they can who will be able to take the win. Last time we went here, so the season opener was Ethan Fonseca Moreno able to win over Steven Maggio and Jonathan Parker on week 1 of the season. So we'll see if those three, if they can go back 1, 2, and 3. But there's a few other drivers that we've seen strong as of recent, like Gabriel Dahari, that could shake up that battle up front. We'll see how he can do later tonight. But we could also see a completely different race of what we saw from earlier this season. So that plays out. While these drivers are getting up on the grid, let's take a look at your Coulter's Cards starting lineup here tonight from Fontana. Ethan Fonseca Moreno will take our DN9 Designs Pole Award winner. And he will, with a 39.635, he'll start on that 88 machine. Starting second will be the 48 of Jonathan Parker with a 39.638. Zachary Mammoth, he'll start third tonight in that 17 machine. The alongside him will be the 72 of Gabriel Dahari. Starting fifth will be the 2 of Donnie Kite. Kyle Taub, he'll start sixth in that 3 machine. 22 of Josh Arnold, he'll start 7th, and Hunter Senior will start 8th in that 1 machine. Marcus Weather, he'll start 9th tonight, and alongside him will be the 00 of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Nathan Lema, he'll start 11th tonight. Hunter Peach will start 12th. Split 13th will be the 5 of Giovanni Klein. And John Osborne will start 14th at the 81 machine. Mike Campbell, he'll start 15th tonight in that 71 machine. In the 27 machine, the Sam Wade, he'll start 16th tonight. Last driver setting qualifying time. Starting 17th will be the 51 of Steven Maggio. The 18th will be the 12 of Josh Adams. And Cole Center, the 24 machine, he'll start 19th tonight. And Byron Jones will start 20th. And our final row of the field will be the 82 of Cody McCorkle. And the 9 of Chase McGuire will start 22nd tonight. Drivers will have an extra pace lap here, so it is 2 to green right now for these drivers. So a little extra lap that could maybe play a factor onto the fuel. So we'll see how that plays out for some of these drivers.
Yep, and 92 laps here in total here in Auto Club. Ages on lap 23 and 46, respectfully.
Yeah, so 2 stages, no cautions, but that's some extra stage points that could really play a factor if you make these playoffs or not. Especially around that cut line. You're going to want every point you can possibly get. See how that plays out for some of these drivers. Try to get some extra playoff points as well for maybe Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Jonathan Parker, get an extra playoff point, get an extra boost going into the playoffs. So we'll see how that plays out for some of those drivers.
Yeah, definitely. The final race here for the playoff chase, whatever you want to call it. And just getting those extra stage points, getting those extra playoff points, kind of setting up those drivers who are already locked in, and more a buffer zone between them and elimination for these next few races or in the playoffs. Because obviously you have the elimination style. You got round 1, round 2, and the championship round. So 3 point matters from here on out, and I'm sure we'll see in the playoffs, we'll see drivers get eliminated by a few points here and there, and we'll see. I mean, the regular season, it's very important, even if some of these drivers are already locked into the playoffs already.
Yeah, so actually 3 rounds, and next week we also go the complete opposite of this racetrack. We open the 2 Mile Auto Club here. Next week we go to the short track of New Hampshire, the Magic Mile next week. So that will be a big change of plans and see how that plays out. But we'll see how that plays out at New Hampshire next week. But first, before we start that playoffs at the short track, we'll see who can tame the last 2, well, not the last 2 mile of the season, the last 2 mile of the regular season. Last racetrack, we do go to Michigan in the championship rounds. We could see how this could be also kind of a good indicator of how Michigan will play out. We'll see how that plays out later in the season in a few weeks' time in the playoffs. But first, we got coming up here the regular season finale. Ethan Fonseca and Jonathan Parker, two most dominant drivers all season long so far. The IRC pace car will take that hard left turn onto pit road, and Moreno and Parker are going to lead them to green. Here from Auto Club, green flags in the air. We're on the way here from Fontana.
Go side by side here off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway they go.
They're already fanning out almost 3 wide down on the turn number 1 as some of these drivers trying to slot in line, trying to get their way in line, save a little bit of tires, but they're still side by side in the race lead between Parker and Moreno off the turn number 4. They're going to go down the front straightaway. Parker will clear for that position now down the front straightaway as a top 3 single file, but they're back side by side with Donnie Kite. Zach and Meredith in turn 1. Meredith's going to get the run. He's going to be able to clear now. The top 6 clear in 1. But now going to look at a few other drivers looking down on the bottom. Josh Arnold trying to look from the inside. Zach and Meredith now. He's going to try and clear up in front of Donnie Kite here off of turn number 2. We'll see if he can find the gap there. Not going to be able to do it. He's going to stay alongside Nahari. Almost has the gap there, but he's going to stay at the bottom. And Kite will push him down the straightaway. He'll move back up with the outside lane. Top 5 or 6 now clears. Josh Arnold, first drivers side by side, right there with Mark Kissenweather down into turn number 1. Starting to see some of these drivers using the very outside lanes. I mean, everyone on the racetrack, each lane is taken by somebody. So dirty air already playing a big factor in some of these drivers. They want to try and get that cleaner on the nose. It seems to be the most important thing right now. So you don't want to be too. You want to be a little careful up top because that outside lane will rip up those tires very quickly, especially that right front. We could see some of these drivers start to get really tight tonight.
A few drivers kind of skipping the wall already off of turn 4.
Especially since we go into the night, the track will get faster. Ask more out of that right front. You think if they try to slam the throttle, it might spin the breeze a little bit, but sometimes a lot of these setups here, especially here at Auto Club, it gets really tight. So when you try to slam the throttle, it actually ends up making a 4-wheel slide and stunning up the racetrack. So it kind of hurts all the tires. The right front's already being hurt the most at the high speeds and just turning so much out of it. So that right front's going to really be the key tonight. If you can save that right front, but also clean air, a big factor as well. We've seen that happen before. I think 2 tires will definitely be a call if we get a late race caution. Our long green flag run with a short run of the finish. I think that last run there will kind of come down to the 2 tires, but we'll see how that plays out. Trying to get that clean air late is definitely going to be a big importance. As you see some drivers already trying to get that clean air. So way up on the outside wall there, Zach Meredith sitting in 3rd, just trying to get the clean air all on the nose from Jonathan Parker and Ethan Moreno. This top 3 or 4 starting to spread out just a little bit now.
As they rocket down in turn number 3, a big single file line. As you see 3 cars, 3 different lines for the top 3 drivers. Park on the bottom, Moreno in the middle, and Meredith up top. Meredith a good run down the front straightaway. Let's take advantage maybe here down in turn 1. Peeks his nose, gonna stay behind Moreno for now.
We'll stay behind Moreno. Maybe try to save a little bit extra fuel as well. Fuel's probably looking around 30 laps on fuel. A typical fuel tank is about 40 to 45 laps, so they have a 75% fuel tank. Every minute they're really loose off turn number 2 there. He's going to hold on to it, but he's going to fall back behind Kyle Todd for that 5th place spot. So now Zach will fall back to 5th as Todd will take that 4th place spot away. Moreno still trying to just sitting behind Parker right now, but some of these top 4 or 5 starting to pull away from the rest of the field as everyone's still trying to almost go 3 wide there towards the middle of the back right now.
They're about one-third of the way through stage number 1 already here on lap 7.
And stage laps being lap 23 and 46, so the 25% and 25 and
23 and
50%
46
marks.
Yep.
25 and 50% marks of the season, of the race. It's been it is the case every week. These drivers no caution, so these drivers have kind of known the difference now compared to last season. Last season we had a lot of yellow. We had stage yellows, but no yellows, so that changes a lot of strategy, especially if we're kind of close on fuel on the way. I mean, especially here if we're about 30 to 35 laps, you can really try and save a little bit. You can stretch at 31 laps. You're looking strong and only making it a 2-stop race, which will definitely be a big factor here. It's especially such a big track. You lose about a lap, and you got to make up a lot of ground here, especially with draft is a big importance. You don't want to pit an extra time. So we'll see these drivers might try and save a little bit of fuel right now. Maybe try to make sure they can make that 2-stop race.
Yeah, so far lap times have fallen off about 5/10 already, 9 laps in this race. So Tower slowly but surely coming into factor right now here into the 10-lap mark. This time by.
And right now, down the front straightaway, top 5 or 6 single files, so we can kind of see some of these drivers save a little bit of fuel. Charlie Parker, he's definitely burning his most fuel up there. Got that clean air flat out the whole way.
Ooh, big block behind. I think that was Arnold possibly. Giovanni Klein on the front straightaway. Looked like there was a big block there down in number 1. It's climbing the outside wall there off of turn 2. Didn't slow him down too much.
Top 4 staying single file, but now side by side here to the bottom goes to Hari. Going to try and clear up in front of Zach Meredith. He will. Meredith's going to have a good run down the front straightaway. To stay behind Hari, but back behind him, the outside lane works out for Giovanni Klein. Takes that spot away from Josh Arnold. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer working the inside. They're going to be 3 wide off the corner, maybe, but no. Jurgensmeyer will slot up behind. Arnold just slots behind Klein. Almost said 3 wide momentarily there, but that's kind of how it happens here. Someone makes a move down the bottom, someone goes to the top, someone goes to the middle. Can I get an offset stagger 3 wide through the corners? That can tend to kind of narrow itself out. It's here, they got 3 wide right in front of them. It's down the front straightaway. They're 3 wide for that 3rd place spot. Dahario way up on the outside. Meredith down on the bottom. Taub there in the middle. And right now they'll shake that back out, single file down to the 1, but now Klein's gonna go run. He's gonna go to the outside of Kyle Taub here through 1 and 2. Gonna go way up against that outside wall. Looks like looked like Homestead last week. He's right up against that outside wall, not able to make it work just to get Taub tries to slide up in front, but Klein will still hold the outside. He's gonna clear down on the 3.
Man, he was ripping that wall perfectly, and it looked like he was pretty much an inch or 2 off the wall there. Perfect for that 5 machine.
Klein able to clear Taub there off 4. He'll keep that spot, but behind him though, you got Jurgensmeyer, Dahari still side by side. They lost a lot of track position from that. You got Chase McGuire trying to take that spot away as well. So Dahari really starting to fall back now. He was just up in that top 5. Now he's outside the top 5. Trying to hold on to the 7th and just stay into the top 10 right now. Same with Jurgensmeyer. Jurgensmeyer working his way up. He'll slot back in line, but now they move back up front to the battle. As Meredith goes for 2nd on Moreno. He's going to take that spot away. He's going to try and slide up in front off of 4. He will. We'll see if Moreno gets a run and maybe can make a move down the front straightaway. Line though, he's gonna go to run. He's gonna go to the outside of Moreno. So it's the side draft Moreno back, gives Meredith a break, and Meredith will come up and give him the draft down the front straightaway. So Meredith able to take 2nd place away. So looking strong here, kind of halfway through this stage. Zach Meredith looking strong on these tires right now. Still side by side for that 3rd place spot. Klein there in 3rd now as he clears for Moreno. So Moreno's starting to fall back a little bit. So far, Parker still holds the lead. They stop single file, top 5 now, single file up, pretty much single file through the rest of the field. But we'll see how that spreads out into 3 and 4 here. So definitely see some of these drivers, they'll fan out to the outside, to the inside, and the middle. So every lane being used here. Just the clean air being such a big importance right now. Try to keep that right, manage that right front, keep the right front on the race car.
Yeah, top 5 is
has a really good run. He's looking strong. He's going to go all the way to the outside.
Ooh, is he there?
Parker's going to slide up a little bit. He's going to try and get to the outside, but he's going to go to the middle of the racetrack. See Meredith, if he can get to the outside, he blinks out there for a second.
I could be able to side draft him with him blinking out like that. And oh, yeah, he's behind him still. So Parker could not see where Meredith was. So he has a good run on turn 3. He's going to go back to the upside, try to get that good run off of turn 4.
Down the front straightaway, Jonathan Parker still holds the lead. Zach and Meredith sitting in second. Johnny Klein right there in third, right behind him. Now Meredith, he's going to go down to the bottom. Meredith on the bottom, still side by side here with Parker. The run that's going to go to the outside lane. We'll see if Meredith, he's been strong. You see his tires really starting to come into factor now. I think Zach Meredith looking like he's got the best tires compared to the field. He's worked his way up. Can't find his way by yet. This clean air being such a big importance for Jonathan Parker out in front right now.
We're coming up to the stage end here in lap 23, so about 4.5 laps. I guess 5 pretty much at the end of the top 23, but Parker doing a great job. Started second, got the lead early, hasn't looked back since. He's been in attack a few times, but looks like Meredith and Klein are going out here for second currently.
And now Zach down the front straightaway. Trying to get the draft, but that dirty air just not helping him right now. He's trying to get to the outside in the turn number 1, but he just can't get the run off 4. Now Parker's going to go up to the top lane, trying to air block that 17th machine in Zach and Meredith. It's kind of plays out. It's just try to avoid that dirty air, and ends up driving in the dirty air, just ends up burning their tires off. Just what happens with the dirty air. Just something you can really do about it. Meredith is trying, but he can't really get within about 3/10 right now, so Parker's still holding strong. Klein gets to the outside wall a little bit, allows Moreno to almost get to the inside off of 4. It blinks out for a second there, but he's back in. He's going to run the middle of the racetrack, just desperately trying to find some clean air.
Now Parker up top a little bit more than Meredith. Meredith in the bottom, 2, 3, and 4, got that clean air. Now Klein with a good run for a second, possibly here down to turn number 1 and 2. Two laps to go. All right, it's 3 laps to go in the stage.
All right, now side by side, Moreno trying to fight on the bottom here. Slide up in front and behind Giovanni Klein. Go down the bottom. He's going to try and slide up in front of Klein here.
Momentum.
He won't have the hole either off of 4. The Klein's going to stay up there. But now Meredith with a big block on Klein down the front straightaway. Klein has a good run. He's going to try and get to the inside. Not able to do it. They want to try. I think they want to try and work together here. Maybe try and get Parker. But Parker is just too much clean air right now. No one can really get him, but Moreno, he's going to slide up in front, try to get an extra stage point there. Down the back straightaway. Go to the final lap here of stage number 1. Moreno's going to try and drive out of the bottom of Meredith. Side by side, Moreno really loose. Down the front straightaway though. It's Meredith and Klein trying to push closer to Parker, but Parker is just pulling away. No one has anything for him. Just the dirty air is just so bad for the drivers behind.
There's one car way loose. It's Klein.
It's Klein, really big moment off of turn number 2, and that's going to allow Kyle Taub to take that spot away.
And this was on the white flag of the stage in the lap 23, I believe. So
down the front straightaway to complete stage number 1. Jonathan Parker will pick up some extra points there to extend his points lead. And get a few extra playoff points to start the playoffs with next week. Side by side now for second. Meredith and Moreno staying side by side. Down into turn number 3. Moreno to the bottom. We're going to try and slide up in front of Meredith here off of turn number 2.
He does so pretty easily, actually. Meredith, a huge run down turn 1 and 2. He's going to take it, and no, he's going to stay on for now. As I think Moreno may have been saving this stuff just a little bit better than these drivers behind him. As the tire fall off has only been around 6/10 so far. Hasn't really fallen off since the first 10 laps. Fell off pretty hard the first 10 laps, but since then it's been a little bit, maybe a tenth or two here and there, but pretty consistently even tire wear from lap 10 to lap 25. Turns out we're getting really loose here. That's Mark Kissermother there on the bottom there. 15 machine. Loose off of turn 4. Yeah, he almost spun off of turn 4 actually. Let's save for that 15
great
machine
save,
there.
Though, there for, great save for Kissermother. They're able to hold on to it at least. These drivers are closing down here on their first round of stops, so we'll see. Will maybe overcut help or undercut?
Yeah, it's kind of, I think it's kind of hard to say right now. I think it depends on where you're at on the racetrack. If you're behind someone that you want to get by, or maybe if you're running by yourself, possibly. Definitely make that decision. Kind of just dirty air as well. Drafting, like you mentioned that before, drafting is a pretty big part here at Auto Club. And also dirty air as well. I mean, a lot of factors go into it of what's better, undercut or overcut. But we'll see here. I think Moreno's kind of chasing out Parker these last 2 laps. Let's cut the gap to around 2.5 tenths.
That's what we've seen from Moreno. He kind of really backs off and really saves his tires really well, and now his tire wear is starting to play a factor. He's chasing him down, but we'll see if he can get within a couple tenths of a second here. That's really what's been the dirty air kind of limits. But down the front, closing the gap in. Moreno able to get
Good
down
draft.
that back bumper of Parker. Screw it down to the bottom here in 1 and 2. Working the inside lane very well. Parker on the outside. We're going to stay side by side there off turn number 2. I think Moreno, the tires are just so good for him right now. I think he's able to do it. So he's one of the only drivers able to work this dirty air right now. Down to the bottom.
Here he goes. Watch for the slide job.
To the top.
I try to slide him right here. If he has enough momentum, I think he's able to clear off a turn 4. It's going to be tight. Oh,
he will. That'll give Parker a little bit of dirty air. That's going to hurt him, but no, not enough, as Parker will fight back to the outside.
Big
just
side
have
draft.
his nose there. Going to stay side by side. These drivers, they're going to have to pit here within the next five or so laps. Probably 5 more laps is probably roughly around the max we expected to go.
And he'll clear off a 2. Will Parker do this to the inside here down the back? Looks like he's going to stay behind for now.
He's going to just push him right now. No one has come down pit road so as of yet, so it looks like it's going to be a 2-stop race for this.
17 machine down pit lane.
So he'll come down pit road. So
first
we'll see
driver.
how that plays out for him. We'll see if he can make a two-stop. I think they'll be able to make a two-stop. I think they can go about 32 laps on a tank. So
Yeah, a little early pit stop here, maybe early this time and later the second one. Anyone else coming out pit lane in this mid-pack, racing pretty hard behind Josh Arnold. As here comes
mid-pack really racing hard. Arnold leading it, but now they're 3 wide right behind him. McGuire, Jurgensmeyer, Kissing, they're 3 wide. Dahari right behind there as well. Cole Sider. Zachary Meredith is not too far behind him, just on fresh tires, so he's gonna have a lot of dirty air to work through. So Meredith comes off pit road. He's gonna have a lot of traffic to already work through on the fresh tires, so that's not gonna help Meredith much at all. He wanted to try and jump up in front of the leaders. But Parker, he'll come down pit road. They're still fighting 3 wide for this spot. Now that makes it into the top 5 as McGuire into 5th as Arnold slots up to 4th now after Parker comes down pit road. Moreno, Taub, and Klein. We'll see how much longer they stay out on the racetrack as Taub takes that 2nd spot away from Klein. They're actually fighting for 2nd. But there's 3 wide back here mid-pack as Dahari's trying to work the bottom. He'll slot behind. Now they single file back out as you got to expect some of these drivers to pit this time by. As Kyle Taub, he'll pit from 2nd. We also got a few drivers coming down pit road from that pack. Jurgensmeyer, Maggio coming down pit road. So we see the slow trickles of these drivers coming down pit road, but we're looking like just their first stop of the race. So that means also 2 stops. That's many opportunities. It's a lot of opportunities to gain. You got to maximize both pit stops as much as you can, especially how tight this racing is. Just a half a second could put you from the back of the pack to the front of the pack. So we'll see how some of these drivers, how well they can manage pit road. Arnold looking like he's going to come down pit road here.
Yeah, there he goes. Zeta Montgomery is still staying out. He's been really good on his long runs, it seems like, this whole season. And right now, meanwhile, there's a battle for the net race lead right now between Parker and Meredith. They came out in the middle of traffic, and right now, Kissweather and McGuire, they're battling. But Parker and Meredith, these 2 were battling for the race lead when they pitted, and now they're going to be battling for the race lead when everybody else pits. We'll see if Moreno, maybe he can jump them both, as they all had to work through traffic there. But Jonathan Parker holds the net race lead for now. He's already up to, he's back in 15th right now. He's waiting for the majority of the field to pit. A lot of these drivers going as long as possible, so we'll see how the tire wear, if the overcut really helps a lot. Another driver coming down pit lane, that is Josh Adams and Jamali Klein. And a few others. Marcus went down pit lane again. He might have a black flag actually. Been pit road for a long time. Actually just exit, so no, you don't have a black flag. Just a long kind of pit stop.
Parker and Meredith still battling here for this net race lead, but Ethan looks like Moreno's still staying out in the race lead, so I wonder how much he can go.
There he goes, down pit lane.
Now he's down pit road to 36, so he's going to have a pretty big overcut here. Expect him to be a couple seconds behind Zachary Meredith and Jonathan Parker, as is the rest of the field down pit road behind him as well.
I don't know if John Osborne, the only driver is yet to pit. I think everyone else coming in, maybe Cody and Corporal staying out, so only 2 drivers seen past lap 37. So, a hard cutoff point of that moment. Pretty much the whole field coming in there on lap 36, coming to 37.
It seems like that's probably the longest some of these drivers
Yeah.
can go.
I mean, maybe go a little bit longer here, then go shorter on the seconds. Could be a possibility.
Moreno coming off the pit road now. He's on the apron. Jonathan Parker and Zach Meredith are already clear out in front of him by a long shot. So Moreno lost a lot of time staying out that long. We'll see how well the overcut. We'll see if that allows him to gain a lot of time here. This could help him here. 10 more laps will be halfway at the end of stage 2. So we'll see how well those new tires, how they play out.
Yeah, I mean, we know Moreno's really good on the long runs here. But it took him about 20 or plus, about 25, 28 laps to get by Parker on the long run. So we'll see how long it takes him to gain some time here. I mean, looking now as officially led that lap there. Each on the end of lap 46, so about 8 more laps until you get to that point. But Meredith right behind Parker, and Parker does have 2 lap fresher tires in compared to Meredith right there.
And Parker able to just hold the lead right now, but they are way out in front. Kyle Taub, the next driver, back 3.5 seconds, so they managed pit road really good. But Ethan Fonseca, he's on much fresher tires, about 5 seconds back. He's trying to get by Hunter Peach right now as they're battling for that 6th place spot. We'll see how this works out. Next up is Josh Arnold and Giovanni Klein, so we'll see how well this overcut works out. Parker and Meredith both hit around lap 30. So they're going to be looking a lot slower towards the end of this run, but they are probably also expected to only go about 20 more laps. We'll see right now. Moreno struggling a little bit to get by Peach there. So we'll see how well, if Parker and Meredith can hold Moreno off for about 20 laps. That'll be a good indicator for how this plays out. We're kind of expecting this how to play out. Parker and Meredith will pit around lap 60, and Moreno goes about the same length, and he pits around lap 70. So if Moreno can catch within about 22 laps of when he pitted, he'll be looking good to maybe take this race win. But right now he's about 4.6 seconds back. He still has a lot of traffic, so he's gonna have to hope he can have clean track off this final stop if he stays out that long. But we could also see a 2-tire, 4-tire different strategy call. I expect maybe Moreno maybe playing that strategy, going long and maybe trying to pit late with a two-tire call. So that might be a good strategy call for Moreno here. I think that's typically what ends up being faster here in the next gen car as well. This cleaner is such a big importance.
Yeah, definitely could be something we see. I mean, we've seen multiple times in the NAOR Cup Series and also next gen leagues that we broadcast. 2-tire strategy calls work a little too well sometimes here in the next gen, and it hasn't been bad enough, I don't think, here at Auto Club. So I think you can definitely make it work on how many laps are left. I mean, if he goes around 37 laps, he does another 36, 37 laps. But from around 72 with 20 laps to go, 22 laps to go, I mean, you could definitely do a 2-tire call there at that moment.
Yeah, especially in 2 tires will gain you about 4 or 5 seconds, so that's Moreno's well within that range right now, but that also doesn't say Parker or Meredith will take that 2-tire strategy call, so we'll see how that plays out for him. Right now, they're all about 4 seconds ahead of Moreno. As Moreno, he still has 2 drivers to get through before he gets clean air to the to Meredith and Parker. Stephanie Klein and Kyle Taub battling for that 3rd place spot is now Klein. He's got a good run off of turn 4. He's going to down to the bottom. Going to try to stay side by side for the 3rd place spot. Klein going to slide up in front into turn number 1. Really good move for Klein. You see how hard Taub fights a spot. He's going to go up to the outside lane. He's going to try and cross under, but that wake of the dirty air is going to make him lose that nose, but he's still going to be able to hold on. Has a good run off turn 2 as Klein got really tight up the racetrack. They'll be side by side again down the back straightaway. Now Moreno, he's got 2 cars side by side in front of him. That dirty is not going to be good going into 3. Top on the bottom, Klein on the top, still side by side off 4. Klein's gonna have a good run down the front straightaway. He's gonna have a little bit of help from Moreno. As now Moreno, who's down in the middle of the racetrack, gonna try and take the advantage of Top here down the front straightaway. Maybe try and get an extra spot. That could be an extra stage point. It's 2 to go here in the stage as well. Right now, Parker looking strong. He's got that clean air. He's really able to air block Zach Ramirez really well right now. But these drivers battling for 3rd. This could be a crucial stage point for these drivers right now. Down the back straightaway. Klein still holds that spot over Taub, but now Moreno, he's going to go right down the bottom with the much fresher tires. Can Moreno get 2 for 1 here, 3 and 4? He's going to go all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Fresher tires will help him big time here off of 4. He's going to stay side by side, but Klein with a good run. Moreno's going to slide up in front of Taub to try and get the draft of Klein down the front straightaway. Final lap for the stage. Klein holding on. He's going to go way up against the outside wall here in turn 1 and 2. Try and hold that outside. Not going to be able to do it though. Down the front, down the back. Looking like Klein's going to be able to hold off 3rd here for this stage. Up front is Jonathan Parker with Zachary Meredith right behind him. Jonathan Parker going to be able to pick up stage number 2.
Gonna be dead heat for 3rd though. Gonna be Giovanni Klein.
Moreno still fighting on the bottom, and this battle with Giovanni Klein is not helping his tires and not helping him close the gap down to the race leaders of Parker and Meredith. So maybe the overcut not being the best strategy right now.
No, not quite yet. We haven't really seen that big of an advantage, but still a long way. He's only been on these tires for about 10 laps, and 10 plus laps, really, we've seen the tire wear drop off pretty big. So once we get to that 15 lap mark,
he's now clear of Klein, so we'll see how much he can gain on Parker and Meredith. Parker and Meredith, they're pretty much their goal here is to get to pit road before Moreno catches him. So get to their scheduled stop around lap 60. That's their plan. So get another 12 laps until they probably come down pit road. They could go a little bit longer or shorter. As pit window will open with about 36 to go. That's the longest we've seen the drivers go, which was Moreno. He's stretched it as long as he could, which is about 36 laps. If he did that again, he'll be pitting on 72 here with 21 laps to go. So I don't think Moreno will pit that late. I think Moreno will probably pit around 65. He won't want to, especially if this overcut's not working as well as he hoped. He doesn't want to give up too much time on the overcut again. He also doesn't want to pit right with him if he can't catch him. Must have some sort of advantage. But right now he's starting to close the gap back in, as now he's got clean air. He's only about 3 seconds back, but this field's starting to spread out a little bit. It's really spread out now after that first round of stops, and the tire strategy is really playing a big factor.
It looks like Parker kind of pulling away now from Meredith from that 2nd place spot. Looking to pull away a little bit on those, just being able to save his tires a little bit better. But Moreno is also catching. Last time I was about a 10th quicker than our top 2. So we'll see if he can gain up that time even quicker. This time by it's going to be 2/10 quicker. So Moreno is closing the gap now. Those tires, those fresher tires, kind of coming in here late in the run.
Right now, Parker holds the lead. He's got a little, got a lap machine coming up here, so we'll see how well they get by Mike Campbell.
There's a huge pack of cars right here. 7th on back, 3 wide here. It's Hunter Peach on the very top side there. Snyder slots in line there. There's 5 drivers under a blanket here in the mid pack. 7th on back.
And these drivers fighting hard. Hunter Peach holding that spot for now. Cole Snyder trying to stay right behind him. Jurgensberg trying to fight on the bottom. He's got no help though right now down the front straightaway. As they're all just ripping the top. They don't want to give any driver the run on the outside. That seems to be the most important for these drivers. Snyder though, he'll come off the wall though. He's going to try and give some draft to behind. This is the battle for 7th on back. South Beach seeing his battle behind him, able to pull away by a couple car lengths. But Kissel with a big slide job here through 3 and 4. Going to try and slide up in front of Snyder. Not going to be able to do it though. Just what he'll slap back behind Snyder. He's gonna have a good shove from Adams, but no, Adams will go to the bottom with help from Jurgensmeyer. Now Kissweather goes to the back of this pack. Renault's still holding this 3rd place spot for now over Klein and Taub as they single file down the front straightaway here. No one able to get an advantage.
Moreno is catching out under 2 seconds now between him and Parker.
Parker holding that lead right now. He's actually extending the lead over Zachary Meredith here, so it's going to help him a little bit, maybe secure this, secure a better gap once these pit stop cycle again. But Moreno is down to 2 seconds, so he is closing that gap. Kyle Taub trying to work to the inside of Giovanni Klein right now for that 4th place spot. They're still single file. Kind of mid pack, trying to start to spread out just a little bit, get a little bit less racy. But right now, Pete trying to get to Arnold now, but Cole Steiner and Mark Kisswither, they are side by side. Steiner trying to work the bottom. Kisswither stays side by side. The Peach down the back straightaway, go down into turn number 3. The Peach able to get by Arnold for that 6th place spot.
And we could see some drivers maybe pit here very early. I mean, pit window I believe would be open. Be around 36 laps here. It's kind of stretching it. It's kind of, you can maybe, saw drivers go 36 laps in the first run, so you can definitely probably pit here and be comfortable by 1 lap or so, but I think the pit window is open this time by if these drivers do want to take it.
Yeah, this time by will be 34 laps to go, so the pit window is open for these drivers, but also you want to probably go a little bit longer just in case you do get an overtime. Just get a little bit of extra fuel if you don't pit and stay out on the old tires, which
also could be caution as well.
There could be a yellow, could get yourself trapped the lap down. You don't want that to happen either. So we're starting to see the overcut start to play a factor. He's about a 1.5 seconds back from Jonathan Parker, but Zachary Meredith has really fallen back off the race leader. So Jonathan Parker right now extending his lead by a good margin. Sixth on back, still single file. Closest pretty much battle on the racetrack, but we also see this battle now for second as Moreno, he's reeled in Zachary Meredith, as Meredith is pretty much about the same distance of when he pitted. So you expect him to pit here with any lap now, and this is right where that moment was, right when he expected. So he's right in front of Moreno, and this is pretty much where his goal. He didn't want Moreno to catch him before he pitted. So any lap now, but Moreno though, he's gonna pit now.
So he's kind of swapped it. He's now gonna be the undercutter instead of the overcutter. Wow.
There's a short pit here. We'll see if he takes 2 tires. That'll definitely be the way to go. As he's had the least amount of laps on these tires as well, because he was one of the last drivers to pit. So 2 tires will be a really big call for him. This should work out very well.
32 laps here on those left side tires, plus 20 or so laps. So it'll be about 50 plus laps on those left side tires. Would be about more than half the race on those left side tires. We'll see what he does here though. We'll see. Right sides are up. Drops a jack. Oh yep, it's gonna be right sides only.
2 tire call there for Ethan Hunsaker Moreno.
And will Parker respond? Will he come down this time by maybe or sooner? Looks like he will.
Parker, he'll come down. He got about a 1.5 seconds advantage. Now, if he takes 2 tires, you'll expect him to see about that same advantage, but I don't know if I don't think 4 will be the move here. You have to take 2 tires if you want to have a shot at this race win, have a chance. I think Moreno will easily be the fastest with those 2 tires. But meanwhile, out on the racetrack, you have a 3-wide battle with Mark Kissenweather, Josh Arnold, and Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. As Jurgensmeyer, he'll now clear with a run on the outside lane, but these drivers also expected to pit not too much longer. Now, where does Jonathan Parker? Does he come off pit road with 2 tires? Jonathan Parker out up pit road, and Moreno is way out in front of him.
Yeah, Parker took 4. We'll see. 2.5 second gap pretty much once he comes down the back straightaway. Interesting call. I don't know, as Meredith actually gets around Parker as well. Meredith took 2. It's gonna be interesting.
He's gonna be the net race leader by a big margin here. It's not even gonna be really close, I don't think, between anybody. As 2 tires just such a good advantage in this next gen. I think that's the way he's got to go. And Moreno playing a really good strategy there. See, I mean, maybe a caution. He still is on. He is on the lead lap already. So caution. He can come down and take tires again, or just stay out on the racetrack. But it'll be probably cycle back to the lead. We'll see Meredith is a little bit farther back, but he has a little bit of fresher tires. So we'll see if Meredith can chase him down. This will be really hard to kind of break within that dirty air bubble we've always seen in this next-gen car. Right now, Josh Adams is the race leader. Mark Kissweather in second. Mark Kissweather, he'll come down pit road here. Trying to work the outside of John Osborne here. Dahari right behind him. Josh Arnold just cut off pit road to Hunter Peach as well, so Hunter Peach able to stay out in front of Josh Arnold off the pit road.
Only Josh Arms leads here, 26 to go. Top 7 still have to make pit stops. Moreno will be the net race leader once the cycle's out, if we don't have a caution. And that is a big if. Could definitely see one, but we haven't really seen cold tires be too major issue. I mean, last week at Homestead we saw a lot of drivers spin off of turn 2 with cold tires. But not so much here in the NAOR Club.
Right now, Josh Adams, he's really trying to extend this right now.
Once Parker gets around Meredith there, so Parker now gonna try chase down Moreno. Gap under 2 seconds, still plenty of time, 24 laps to go, so he only needs about a little bit less than a tenth a lap, so definitely doable, especially if Moreno maybe has some traffic, some dirty air could be involved here, lap traffic. But Moreno and Parker are both clean air right now for now. But Moreno has been better on the longer run in tonight's race so far, but again, still 24 laps to go.
24 to go. We'll see Adams probably pit here within the next three or so laps. Is probably 72 is when he'll come down pit road. That's the longest these drivers.
Yeah, you think they can go maybe a lap longer if possible, but unlikely.
Oh, Kissweather into the wall a little bit behind, right with Peach there. Peach able to get along around. That was the battle for 12th. So Peach able to hold that spot. Is there also the battle for the free pass right now where Adams pits? Is now Adams will come down pit road from the race lead. So we're trying to stay out, hope for a yellow maybe. got John Osborne out, cycles to the lead. These drivers just trying to maybe play for hope for a yellow. You get a yellow, those drivers that pitted really early, their tires would be really old, and they can, even if they stay out, they'll have a big advantage here. So Cronin is just hoping for a yellow for these drivers out in front. John Osborne, Gabriel Hardy comes down pit road. Donnie Kite is sitting in second, really far back. John Osborne now, he's gonna have Jonathan Jurgensmeyer unlap himself and go around the outside into Osborne. He'll come down pit road. And Kite also comes down pit road as well. So now that moves Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He will cycle back to the race lead here in just a couple of seconds. There were 20 laps to go. But Jonathan Parker, he has chased him down. Parker's gotten by Meredith. He thought the two tires would be the advantage. Right now, though, Parker is closing the gap. He got by Meredith. He's probably been really pushing these tires here, trying to get every last inch out of lap time here on these 4 tires. But it could play out if those 4 tires really do matter. It could help him out in the final 19 laps. Parker is trying to close him down, but I think it's just once he gets within this 30 air, it's going to be impossible for him to pass. Like we've always seen it happen with this next-gen car. We'll see how well he can do it, but right now he's about a half second back. I really only see him be able to gain a couple more tenths, but we'll see how those tires, if they can really make that difference. If we see those tires make that difference, 30 air, such a big disadvantage. Clean air, so good out in front now with 18 laps to go. Moreno trying to hold on. Parker is closing the gap now. He's getting within a couple tenths of a second. Now can he get to the inside, maybe get to the outside of Moreno, and if these guys get battling up really hard, and they both burn up their tires, Meredith is not too far behind. See how well it plays out, but now Parker down to the bottom on the 4 fresh tires. You thought the 4 might be slower than the 2, as it usually is, but Parker making them work. He's down to the bottom to be inside of Moreno for the race lead, and possibly the race win here. Side by side, down into 1. It's down the back straightaway. Parker to the inside of Moreno, still battling for the lead. This time by will be 16 laps to go. Moreno's chances are looking slim right now. He's trying to fight every last bit he has of those 2 tires, but he's using the outside lane to his advantage, trying to stick to the outside. Is he going to be able to do it? Not enough, just able to hold on. He's not able to get the edge at the line there, so he won't lead that lap. But as long as he can stay alongside Parker, he can give himself as big a shot as possible. And Meredith, these 2 keep battling. Meredith is just behind him. I wouldn't expect one of these drivers, they're both teammates, they wouldn't want to fight too hard and give this win to Meredith. But Parker, he's going to slide up in front of Moreno, but he gets a little bit loose. Now Moreno, he's going to get down to the bottom, side by side now into 3 and 4. Now Moreno, can he make the bottom work as well as Parker just did? If maybe could he pull a slider through 3 and 4? He's going to go down to the bottom. He's going to be clear through the center of the corner. He's going to try and slide up in front of Parker. Parker's going to try and stick the nose to the outside, and he will. And now Parker with the 4 fresh tires down the front straightaway. He's going to shut the door on Moreno, and he's going to clear for the lead here with 15 laps to go here from Auto Club. I think Parker is now going to drive to the sunsets and try and pick up another win on the season.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Parker, I'm surprised at the difference, not big of a difference between 4 and 2 tires. I mean, the tire fall off tonight has not been that massive, but looks like 15 laps ago, he caught him really quick, about halfway through the run here. Parker paid 15 laps ago, and now we have 15 laps to go. But right in the middle there, so I don't know. Moreno's usually really good on a longer run, so we'll see if he can maybe gain some speed here these next 10 laps, and maybe he's just trying to save his stuff, but unlikely.
I think just giving up that clean air is just too big of a disadvantage. That clean air is so good, especially now Parker with the tire advantage as well. Usually we never see the 2 tires really start to fall to 2 tires. It really, unless you really go long on a set of tires, but usually 2 tires end up being faster in this car. Whenever you get the chance, you have to take those 2 tires, and a Parker 4-tire call may end up working, but Moreno's staying close to him here. He might have something for him here, but with 13 laps to go, Parker still holds the lead. He's trying to maybe just back off now and just try to keep a little bit of tire left on it as much as he can.
Yeah, you can still salvage a good finish here. At least.
Oh, yeah, caution!
Oh my goodness.
And that's going to shake up a lot of strategy here. Big wreck
John
there.
Osborne destroyed.
John Osborne,
wow,
massive wreck. His car is completely destroyed here.
Hey,
let's take a look at what happened.
Tire bearers, if I had to guess, maybe on the tail end.
Yeah, he had to hit that attenuator there. Let's take a look. He's side by side with Steve Maggio here, and he just gets loose.
Oh,
hard hit to the outside wall.
Oh,
the hard spun trying to spun getting on the pit road. Dahari trying to make a pit stop, and ends up losing into overcorrects into the outside wall, and that's what brings up the yellow.
Completely separate wrecks there. That's. Were you trying to turn right there? I mean, it looks like he hit a bump while turning right.
Yeah, I think that car bottomed out there.
Yeah.
It looked like he was trying to abort going into pit road there.
Yeah.
And that bump really upset the car, but
maybe,
I don't understand why he was slowing down very much already.
Maybe the caution came out when he was trying to, before he crossed. I don't know. That was a very.
Yeah, that would probably make sense. John Osborne was already sideways into the wall behind him, so the yellow probably did come out. But I'm not sure if Osborne had anyone behind him that may have triggered that, because usually if there is a wreck like that, someone has to be within a couple seconds to try to trigger that caution.
This changes everything here. I mean, wow. It's going to restart around probably 9 laps to go. So, that's a, wow, well. Massive wrecks there, 2 separate incidents. Not something you see here when we've been green the whole way through as well. So, very interesting.
See how that plays out, but now it looks like everyone's coming out pit road.
Yeah, no surprise there.
But now, you have to expect now that you call easily 2 tires here. It's like no one is staying out. Looks like maybe one driver staying out.
Byron Jones,
couple
possibly.
Drivers staying out. Byron Jones.
And
so Byron Jones staying out in 7.
Donnie Kite actually pitted 9 laps ago, so.
Yeah, that's the
Parker taking 2. Most of the drivers taking 2
tires. I think that was the call. 2 tires will restart with under 10 to go. I think that's how they be the call. But like I was saying, Josh Adams, he stayed out really long. Same with John Osborne there. If you got that yellow, that could be the chance. So now if you stay on a little bit older tires, it might not be your advantage, but the clean air might play out, especially if that yellow happened a few laps earlier.
Also, cautions.
We'll Donnie Kite just pitted. We'll see how well. There's a little bit older tires if they can hold off with the clean air, but he's got a really fast drivers behind him of Jonathan Parker and Moreno, easily the 2 fastest of the night.
Cautions can breed cautions as well, so not so much here probably Auto Club, but I mean, you never really know. I mean, you're punching all these 20+ drivers back up in the pack. Now the pack race, kind of racetrack here at Auto Club, you never know what could happen.
We'll see how this happens. We'll restart with 9 to go when we go green, and that's our first caution of the night, and that's going to shake up a lot of strategy here. Byron Jones, he's staying out on the racetrack.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a 9-lap shootout. So 18 miles here to decide the race winner.
See how this plays out for the Byron Jones out in front. I don't think he'll be able to hold on as well with Donnie Kite. I think those new tires will play out just a little bit better. I mean, though, like you said, if cautious do be cautious, the heat cycles will help him big time. So, see how well that plays out for Byron Jones or Donnie Kite. They're a little bit older tires. Donnie Kite has the fresher tires compared to Byron Jones. We'll see how well this plays out. A restart here with 9 laps to go. The front row on the older tires. The front, everyone else pretty much on 2 fresh tires. First caution tonight wrapping up. We'll see if we see more, but a green flag up back in the air. 9 laps to go here from Montana. Massive stack up. Donnie Kite's gonna go hard on the outside wall, and that's gonna bring out the caution immediately.
Wow. As Moreno, black flag even in front of Moreno. I think that will be cleared. The Donnie Kite did spin. I mean, I'd assume race control would have that option.
That will no doubt be clear.
Yeah,
because,
most likely.
He had no control over that there. As Donnie Kite spun his tires. I mean, a bad bump gone wrong. I mean, but
no, he just looks like Jones may went really late in the restart zone, which kind of caused Kite to go and then check up at the last moment. But yeah. So we'll see from the blimp view here. Yeah, the drivers behind trying to guess the restart maybe, and that's kind of what happened there. But that does bring out the yellow flag, but Moreno's black flag still not cleared quite yet. So we'll see what happens with that one, because that would be pretty massive. I believe that's a drive-through penalty at least, if not a hold.
Yeah, so, he has got that. He has gotten that clear. So Moreno Hill will restart back up to 3rd, but Parker will now leave the outside. But Byron Jones playing a smart strategy there, just waiting late. That's typically what happens in iRacing. If you wait late, everyone just jumps it. Everyone just jumps in behind you. I mean,
and
the leader's
with
not doing anything
tires
wrong
as well, not helping out.
And Byron Jones not doing anything wrong, trying to go late. He's just trying to.
Nothing was illegal or anything crazy.
Yeah, help himself out, help his case, and just everyone stacking behind him just causing the wreck. So we'll see if Byron Jones, if he does something like that again.
I'd assume maybe he goes early, maybe switch it up. But I mean, going late, I think kind of a Super Speedway-esque racetrack is probably the best decision. Not let everyone draft up to you. But we'll see. So green here is 5 to go. But Jones in a good position right now, staying out. He has really old tires though, 23-lap old tires. So compared to the rest of the drivers who have 4-lap old tires.
Restart here with 5 to go, so that just halves the laps that Byron Jones had to hold on for. So every caution helps him here, I believe. And we also only have one green-white checkered attempt, so he really only needs 2 more quick yellows here, and he's going to have this win in the bag. So it can work out well for Byron Jones here. Restart here with 5 laps to go. What will Byron Jones do here on this restart? Will he go a little bit later? Will it cause a stack up? Everyone else behind on 2 fresh tires. The more heat cycles, the better for Byron Jones. We'll see how well he launches here on this restart. Green flag back in the air. Launches from the race lead. Good launch for Byron Jones. But can Moreno and Parker, how well can they match into 1 and 2? Will the older tires hurt Byron Jones? You got to think they will. Moreno is going to go to the outside. He's going to be able to drive all the way around the outside there. Byron Jones hoping for quick yellows. Looks like it's not going to happen. Byron Jones sitting duck pretty much, and Moreno is clear already, and that's not going to help Jonathan Parker or Steven Maggio trying to find their way by. Pushing down the back straightaway. Parker going to get blocked by Moreno, but down through 3 and 4. Moreno able to play the air blocker out in front. He's got that clean air. As Byron Jones a sitting duck on the older tires. Here comes Josh Arnold. He makes a little bit of contact now down the front straightaway. He's going to try and push Kyle top for it, but everyone fanning around Byron Jones 3 wide, almost 4, but up front it is Moreno with 4 laps to go. Parker trying to close the gap in, but can't get within 0.3 of a second. If some drivers can get lined up together, maybe shove each other forward, they might have a shot at Moreno. Moreno playing the blockers. The Harry goes around to the back of that over at the yellow.
It's going to be green, white, checkered here at Fontana. As he spin out once again, hitting those bumps. Auto Club backstretch, very bumpy. But we'll see what happened there. Guessing he got spun around most likely. But you never know. It looks like a little contact there off of turn 2. And I kind of shot off the racetrack and just everyone just squeezing up against the outside wall. It's just kind of hard racing at that point. But no damage done to me, pretty much anyone there. And that brings out, I believe, the 3rd caution of the night. And cautions breeding cautions here at Auto Club.
And that's going to bring us to our 1 attempt at a green-white checkered. So now Moreno looking to get another win here.
As Moreno was looking really good after that green flag restart there. And, I mean, stacking the field once again here. I think Parker definitely will have some sort of advantage. Just kind of being behind, be able to draft up to him. Also, like you mentioned before, Dirty Air, I mean, it's just kind of so hard to really see what could go on. And the first driver who has 4 tires is Zachary Meredith. Currently, he sits in 6th place. Top 5 all have 2 right side tires, but yeah, I mean, just it's gonna be interesting restart here, and obviously only 1 green right checkered, so these drivers are gonna go also the walls pretty much at this point.
Yeah, no give in. Usually, you start a race, you kind of want to give a give and take attitude. Just be cautious. And just kind of take your time, save your tires. As we saw earlier, we're not going to see any given at all here. Everyone's just going to be taking all they can get, especially here with 1 green white checker. You have no backup of another restart here. So Moreno, he's going to need a really good launch. If he doesn't get a good launch, they're going to be side by side with Parker. And this is how we saw it play out last week. We saw not a great restart for the race leader. And they ended up being 3 wide on the white flag off the turn number 2. They all made contact, and fourth was able to scoot on through of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer.
Absolute chaos last week on Homestead. And here at Tri Auto Club, definitely could see that again. I mean, just how wide it is and how you can usually go 3, 4, 5 wide even at this racetrack. You probably won't get to that point. Maybe 5 wide's a little out of the picture, but still.
Drivers gonna get ready to go as we'll restart here on a 1 attempt at a green white checker. It's actually gonna be just over race distance, so we'll restart on lap number 93. So our scheduled distance was 92 originally, so it's a little bit longer than what we originally expected. It'll be Moreno, Parker, Taub, Arnold, Peach for your top 5. Meredith, Maggio, Adams, Kisswither, and Klein rounding up the top 10. So I don't really expect anyone outside that top 5 to really be able to take this race win away. That clean air is going to be a big factor into the 1 and 2 here. This could be a very important 1 and 2 for Moreno and Parker. If they can manage, if they can just get a good run off the corner, that's going to allow them to make a move down the back straightaway.
Is about to do battle here for 4 miles. Here to decide who wins tonight, the regular season finale. What could possibly go wrong?
See how it plays out. Will we see a similar finish of what we saw last time? Or will we see chaos here? Or will we see Moreno just able to pull away with a good restart? We'll see how this plays out. Iron Space Car off to pit row for the final time of the night. Moreno, Parker on the front row. Green flag back there. Great launch for Moreno. He's got Taub all over his back bumper. Taub might actually be able to get clear of Parker here through 1 and 2. This could not go any worse for Jonathan Parker.
Already. On the inside.
Spinning down to the apron. He's going to stay on to the racetrack. He's going to go up the racetrack. That will be the caution. And that is the end of the night. Ethan Fonseca Moreno will take the win here at Auto Club as Chase McGuire and Donnie Kite go around to the turn number 1.
As cautions, breathing cautions here late. I think we had 1, maybe 2 at most green flag laps there. And
as Ethan Fonseca this time by, he will take the go time cards with 1 to go under caution. As he will just go back around and catch the pace car and pace it and pace around for the last half a lap here.
As what a finish that was.
It was the battle for the top 12 heading into the night. Hunter Peach was out by 2 over Giovanni Klein. Well, actually, that is not the case. They were actually tied on that cut line entering tonight. Looks like Hunter Peach will take that spot. Zach Meredith was a little bit farther back as well, but also is some race winners to sort out, so we have to wait for the official points. But across the line, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, he will win at Auto Club, and he will pick up a win number 5 of the season. Will be the winningest driver of the season. As he will beat Jonathan Parker there. So 5 wins on the regular season for Ethan Fonseca Moreno. and picks up extra crucial playoff points if he wants to try and beat Jonathan Parker in this playoffs. But a 9-race playoff starts next week. But Ethan Fonseca Moreno able to win the regular season finale. But even Fonseca Moreno, he'll burn it down for the 5th time this season, as he won Fontana at the season opener. He comes back 4 months later and does it again. Moreno able to sweep the Auto Club dates of the season. He'll park it in that Auto Club victory lane, and Moreno wins again. We'll be right back here from Fontana with post-race interviews.
NJBDesigns.com, we specialize in transforming your vehicle into a work of art by revolutionizing the way you see your car with the hottest trends in sim racing. Choose from a wide range of colors, textures, finishes to promote your business and sponsors in style. Whether you're looking to add a sleek matte finish, a flashy chrome accent, or a custom design that turns heads, our designers have you covered. If you want to stand out in the crowd, visit NJBDesigns.com today and let our team of professionals transform your vision into reality.
Welcome back here to Fontana as we just wrapped up the regular season finale for Season 6 of the NAOR Cup Series. Before we get to our post-race news, let's take a quick look at our results for tonight's race. Ethan Fonseca Moreno able to pick up the 5th win of the season, and he will get crucial playoff points to head into the playoffs starting next week at New Hampshire. Kyle Todd will pick up 2nd tonight. Jonathan Parker will round up the top 3. Josh Hunnell will finish 4th tonight in that 22 machine, and Hunter Peach looks like with that 5th place spot, he should solidify himself into the playoffs after tonight. The lineup, he'll finish 5th tonight. Zach Hamilton 6th, Steve Maggio in 7th, Marcus Weather finishing 8th, Josh Adams in 9th, and Johnny Klein rounds up the top 10. Finished 11th, the 14th, and 8th in Le Mans tonight. Cole Steiner finishing 12th. Jonathan Jurgens, last week's winner, is finishing 13th tonight. Hunter Sheehan finishing 14th. Byron Jones finishing 15th tonight. Mike Campbell in 16th, 17th, and 27th of Sam Wade. And Chase McGuire finishing 18th, 19th of Donny Kite. And rounding out the top 20 is the 72 of Gabriel Lahari. And running out the field tonight, John Osborne taken out late in a late race incident. finishing 21st tonight, and Cody McCorkle out early. He'll finish 22nd in round or 22 RQ here tonight. Up front, it was Moreno able to pick up his 5th win on the season. He is yet to join the Discord. Same with Jonathan Parker. So we do have our 2nd place finisher of Kyle Taub able to pick up a 2nd place finish there after a really good restart there. You had a really good restart. Just talk us through that final run there. Do you think maybe you could have had something for the race win there if that final green white checkered ended up going green?
I mean, maybe not. I think I ended up giving the 88 too good of a shot on the restart to get going to make a move out of 2. But maybe if that goes green and we can get into 3 and 4, maybe I can make something happen there. But who knows? It's all should, coulda, wouldas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, still able to pick up a very solid 2nd place finish here tonight. And with that, you kind of round off the regular season with a solid run. You finished 2nd in the regular season points. You're a little bit farther behind Jonathan Parker as he's dominated this season so far. But you have a very solid seeding going into the playoffs next week in a three rounds with 3 races. So just kind of how's your momentum going to build for that?
Well, I mean, saying Parker is dominating, I think it's just an understatement. But I mean, after this race and how I ran at Homestead up until the final, probably 5 laps or so, say I've got it rolling pretty good as of now. Hopefully I can carry this through the playoffs. I know last season I didn't have the greatest run going into the playoffs, and it hurt big time for the first few races. But the season's looking a little different. It's felt different from the start. So just keeping pushing with this momentum.
And you're able to pick up us another solid 2nd place finish tonight. Before sending your phone away, any sponsor link for tonight's 2nd place run?
Yeah. Shout out to the Juicy Spider guys. I've been running with them a lot recently, learning from some of those guys what they're doing, what they're not doing, and I've seen my pace on track and my racecraft improve drastically just from the short time I've been with them. But other than that, I guess thank you to Josh Arnold for being able to put on NAOR and had a good regular season and time for the playoffs.
Yeah, once again, congrats on your 2nd place finish tonight. We'll see you next week to start the playoffs at New Hampshire.
Yep, thank you.
So it was Kyle Taub, our 2nd place finisher tonight. Yeah, yet to see Ethan Moreno in. So we'll bring in our 3rd place finisher of Jonathan Parker tonight. Jonathan Parker able to pick up a very dominant performance throughout the regular season tonight. You're up front pretty much all night. But with that solid 3rd place run and a dominant regular season, you also win the regular season championship tonight. So just before we get to there, just talk us through your race tonight and what do you think you could have done differently there late if you're going to try and chase down Moreno there?
Honestly don't even know what I could have did. I'd say for a good 80 laps, I ran a very good race, had a great strategy. I think I had everyone where I wanted them, and then caution comes out, and I don't really know what it was for. It doesn't really matter because it came out, and I knew I had to take 2 there, and I knew I was going to plow on 2 tires. And honestly, if it went green, it didn't matter which lane I restarted in. I suck at restarting on the outside here. It's just I knew when I restarted on the inside, I was going to have a chance, and the last 2 I got on the outside. So it just didn't matter because whatever corners we did run, I was plowing more than I ever did the whole night. So I probably wasn't going to be able to win the race on those 2 tires. But yeah, I mean, regular season championship, got a couple more stage wins there. So that should help because there's a couple tracks in the playoffs. There's one in that final round I really am bad at. So I'm gonna need whatever points I can get because I hate Bristol and I'm bad there. So I'm gonna need a buffer there. But yeah, it was a fun race and all, but I kind of wanted to be 2 spots better.
Yeah, but still overall a very solid race. So still able to pick up another stage win like you mentioned and another solid 3rd place run. But more importantly, you win the regular season championship, be able to get even more extra bonus points as well. Just how's that momentum going to build, and what's your game plan going into the playoffs here to back up your championship from last season?
Yeah, normally I would say that momentum's great, but this next gen car is a new adventure every single week. You never know what you're gonna get, so I I just got to go in there to, I think it's New Hampshire, with a clean slate and just hope I gel with that track car combo. If I do, we'll have a good, solid first round probably and be able to move on, but just have to execute.
Yeah, able to pick up another regular season championship and another solid third place run before he's finding away any sponsor thing for tonight's race win and your regular season championship.
I'd like to thank Lowe's Cobalt Tools and the Coca-Cola Company and Mellow Yellow. And I'd like to thank Christian Pacheco for making the paint scheme and being moral support. He's the best. I also give a shout out to ETB. He won the race. Shout out, it was fun battling him that whole race. He was kind of always in the back of my mind, like, where is he? What strategy am I going to have to go on? So that was fun. I'll give a shout out to Jurg. I know he doesn't really like Auto Club, but I hope he maybe picked up a thing or two so he can come back here and be a little bit stronger. And shout out to Steven Maggio and Dahari too.
And once again, congrats on your regular season championship tonight and another third place run. We'll see you next week to start the playoffs at New Hampshire.
Thank you.
So is our third place finisher of Jonathan Parker here tonight, and still yet to see our race winner of Ethan Fonseca. So looks like we will not be able to get down to Pizza and Wings Gaming victory lane here tonight, but you can throw up that logo there. Ethan Fonseca, our Pizza and Wings Gaming victory lane, our winner tonight. It also was able to pick up our D9 Designs Pole Award winner as well. But it was definitely a fun race. We saw different strategies play out there, and that late few yellows coming out there late shook up a lot of different strategy. So we'll see how that plays out. I mean, we'll see how this playoff plays out. We see different drivers with different amount of playoff points. Big advantage there for Jonathan Parker. He had a massive lead going into that. I mean, he pretty much had the championship on lock. If we had a full season points championship, he was about 180 points back. But Ethan Fonseca, though, with an extra win there, that could allow him to close that gap down just a little bit more. That could help him out there. So Ethan Fonseca, we'll see how well he can do. He's been dominant, it seems like, just on that level with Jonathan Parker throughout these last half of this regular season of what we've been seeing. So we can really see how this plays out between Moreno and Parker. I think it's going to be a really big championship fight between those two, but also we still have 3 rounds to get through. But going to a short track at New Hampshire next week is going to really shake up a lot of different strategies, especially just coming off right off this 2-mile Auto Club.
Yeah, completely different racetrack than Auto Club and Homestead the last 2 races, but New Hampshire just a very unique racetrack, and nothing that we've seen so far in the schedule, I would assume, thinking back to it, but there's nothing really like it. But it should be an interesting opening round for the playoffs there at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Yeah, these drivers also have New Hampshire this week on the iRacing officials this week to kind of get a little bit of practice in for that next week. But also just only about 3 laps shorter than NIS this week. But we'll see how that plays out for these drivers next week to start the playoffs. But it definitely was a fun regular season. But it's definitely been a fun regular season. We'll see who will be the champion in the next 9 weeks, and they will be crowned at Charlotte in November. But that was definitely a fun one here tonight from Auto Club, and that is our only schedule coming up here next on the Legends Racing Network. Is the NAOR Cup Series at New Hampshire next week. But I'm Aaron Brown, joined alongside my co-commentator and producer of Talent Drake tonight. So long here from Fontana. We'll see you